Hello everyone, and welcome to my Duel Today official news channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Trip welcomes Wendy home from Hong Kong today in Salem and expresses regret for not accompanying her to Lee's memorial. He consoles her after she breaks down. Her father is having a difficult time, but he won't accept consolation. She also believes that he is ashamed of how things turned out, entirely because of Gabby. Why did she have to take his life too, when she had already taken his shares? Wendy won't sleep unless she is permanently confined. Trip gives her food as consolation, and Wendy reveals he's going through a difficult moment with his mother. Trip tells her that he's okay, but after Gil's attack, he's a little concerned about Ava. Together, they'll watch out for her, Wendy promises. The conversation then turns to Harris and whether or not he and Ava are now officially dating. Wendy assures Trip that his sandwich is wonderful after taking a half-quarter of a bite. In response, Trip suggests that they relocate in light of everything that has gone wrong. A lot of positive things have also happened here, together with her brother residing there. She's still in shock that he's not here. Of course they will stay if she feels more at ease with her brother present. The two decide to play a few rounds of poker together after remembering their first meeting and her crushing both Joey and him. Trip is cleaned out by Wendy, and they begin to kiss. She has been eagerly anticipating being in his embrace. Trip, I need you. You are sorely needed by me. While sharing a kiss at the restaurant, Harris and Ava decide to go on a date there after debating where to go. Harris, however, desires to create his famous seafood linguine. He inquires as to whether Stefan would mind if he plays around in the kitchen. Ava has a flashback to the day before, when she and Stefan had discussed killing Clyde. A little while later, when supper is almost ready, Ava speaks to Harris in Italian, leaving him perplexed. She teases that it will decide the entire future of our relationship, after cautioning him that she takes her past seriously. As they begin eating, Harris is tense in his seat until Ava says bravissimo. However, she enjoyed making him wriggle. Then he spoils the atmosphere by whining about misplacing his keys once more. He'll have many opportunities to make it up to the Salem Police Department. Ava promises him he is well capable of doing it. He will bring down the drug cartel Polina is fixated on. Harris responds, the people running drugs through Salem are the ones who should really be shared, allaying Ava's fears that it is too risky. He then asks how to play music in there and apologizes for spoiling the atmosphere. He asks her to dance as he turns on some mellow jazz after she gives him her phone. As they dance, they give each other little kisses and embrace. Stefan is on the phone in the Horton Square, leaving a message for Vivian to return his call. It must be done immediately. My wife was threatened by you, Clyde Weston. That jerk ought to go to hell. Just in time to hear the final statement, Chad approaches and asks, what's going on? Stefan agrees with his assumption that it's about EJ. They discuss Gabby's innocence or culpability. But Chad brings up Stefan's resentment of EJ. Stefan is concerned about Gabby because, during her previous visit to Statesville, she nearly died from beatings. He won't harm EJ. He's just trying to keep her safe. Chad understands. He has, in the past, gone to extremes in the name of love. Stefan wants to know what he did. Chad has a flashback where he asks Gwen to keep the paper to himself after purchasing it from her. Rather, he discusses how he nearly killed Clyde for what he did to Abigail. Stefan reminds him that he ought to have taken the shot, and Chad questions why Stefan takes Clyde so personally. Although Stefan is unaware of Clyde, he took care of Abigail and feels bad about what he did to her when she was mentally ill. He wants Clyde to burn in hell, even though he says he is sorry. Chad informs him, that's something we agree on, even though you and I don't agree on much. Chad informs Stefan that the cafe is closed due to the owner's untimely demise, but he still needs to have dinner there for Stephanie. Now he is the owner. But Chad finds it strange that Gabby is going to get a life sentence when she's spending money on a flashy new diversion. With a smile, Stefan turns to leave. When Everett is in his Salem Inn hotel room, he begs Gwen to think twice before firing him, only to find out that she didn't and that she no longer owns half the paper. Stephanie shows up soon after with some exciting news. Chad called Jack and Jennifer, who said they would be pleased to have Everett work for their Boston newspaper. That's fantastic. However, Gwen did not fire him. Everett will find out who she sold the paper to, even though she won't tell him. He is going to investigate the issue as an investigative journalist and discover who purchased half of the newspaper. When he finds some numbers, he begins to dig and asks Stephanie if she could make some phone calls. However, Everett is unable to locate any documentation of the sale, and her calls go unanswered. Till he arrives. After a few keystrokes, he discovers that bought by Flynn Industries. Do you get it? Flynn Billy? However, nothing about its owner surfaced. He argues it might be a shell firm, and Stephanie believes it to be more dubious than they initially believed. Asking Uncle Shane for a favor, she phones. Everett receives an email from Shane as she is ready to depart, but she freezes and won't reveal what it says. She persists till he obliges. Oh my God, it was Chad. Jada and Rafe discuss the wonderful news that Dimitri is in jail over at the precinct. Polina, however, shows up to confront them about the low-level drug dealer's release due to missing proof. Polina is upset because she felt obligated to utilize the guy to gain access to the decision-maker. After receiving a call, Jada begins to question whether she was to blame for the lost evidence. She is unsure if she closed the evidence room door after entering. After Polina goes, Jada and Rafe go outside for a break and decorate the miniature Charlie Brown Christmas tree she received. Polina returns to lecture them further about taking down the cartel. However, they can't stop talking about their jobs, Polina's pressure on them, and the missing drug dealer. That kingpin will be located by them. The few ornaments that were hanging raise a glass to a joyous holiday season. One of Jada's favorite holidays is Christmas. She even indulges in watching Hallmark films. They begin kissing under the lights when she switches on her Christmas lights. In the last moments of the broadcast, Jada assures Rafe that because I'm with you, Christmas will be the best ever when they are in bed. Rafe shares this sentiment, and the two of them kiss and declare their love for one another. Once they're back in the bedroom, Tripp and Wendy begin undressing as they share a kiss and grow heated and passionate in bed. As Harris returns to the bistro to inform her that he has cleaned up, Ava blows out the candles. She kisses him goodbye and praises him for a great first date, saying they'll see one other again soon. They bid each other good night, but as soon as he leaves, she stops smiling. While on the phone with his mother, Stefan is still strolling about the town. However, Vivian won't let Ivan take Clyde out. She is enraged with Gabby for reporting her. Stefan tells her what's going on, and she advises him to quit loving his wife so that Clyde's blackmail will be ineffective. Everett is amazed that Chad isn't quite the man Stephanie thinks he is, while he is by himself in his room. When Steph gets out of the Salem Inn, Chad is still hanging about the square, and doesn't hesitate to call him out for firing Everett by purchasing the Spectator. Thanks for watching if you like this video. So please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.